I would like to address the elephant in the room when it comes to Palantir. This is a narrative that I have been saying over the course of the last 2 years or so, and most people think it's insignificant, and it's definitely flying under the radar. While most people are concentrating on Palantir's growth within the commercial sector, and I agree this is absolutely a massive opportunity, I am also focusing on Palantir's opportunity and future growth, as well as expanding total addressable market, or military spending within the United States. You see, over 50% of all of the revenue coming in for Palantir is from government. Overwhelmingly, the spending from government is the United States government, and specifically military spending. A lot of people are concerned that Palantir cannot keep growing because, well, how much military spending can the government actually do? There's a saying in the Palantir community. It comes from Alex Karp, and over the last 3 to 6 months, this has really been prevalent in all of his speeches and all of his, public talking, so on and so forth. And that is that the government spends less than the amount of revenue that Palantir brings in for the year on actual specific software when it comes to artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, let me unpack that and break it down. The total budget, the total addressable market in the DOD is just shy of $900 billion. Estimates by 2026 by Bank of America, this number is going to be 1 trillion with a T. So one might say, well, Adam, that's a fantastically big number. How much more can it grow that Palantir can grab market share, especially with behemoths like Raytheon and Lockheed and Martin and the other DOD primes? And to this, I'm going to say times are changing, and I'm going to prove it to you if you give me just a moment of your time. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible, lickety split, and explain to you why the last $1 billion of military spending coming into Palantir was a brand new platform and a brand new dawn for Palantir. You see, the United States military spends less than 2% of their entire budget on actual software when it comes to artificial intelligence and machine learning, but that is absolutely 100% going to change. And the money that they do spend for artificial intelligence and machine learning software specifically, the lion's share, a large amount, goes to Palantir. While the DOD has around 5 different primes, Palantir essentially is the only official DOD software prime, which really means something. I want to take a look at this article right here. In this article, it says the Pentagon is requesting more than $3 billion specifically for artificial intelligence for the JADC2. The DOD fiscal 2024 budget requests includes $1.8 billion for AI and $1.4 billion for joint all-domain command and control initiatives. If you are unfamiliar with what GADC or GADC2 stands for, stay put and I'll explain it to you in just a moment. From requests like this, I truly do believe that the spending for artificial intelligence and machine learning within the DOD and all the branches of the military is for sure going to expand. You literally have Shyam Sankar in front of Congress. You have Alex Karp in front of Congress. You have a bunch of other team members from Palantir in front of Congress calling for an AI and machine learning revolution within the spending of the DOD. It's not enough to have the best hardware. You must have the best software. And while we are still ahead right now, our opposition is firmly catching up, spending a shit ton of money to try to outdo us in what we do best right now. And this is something that Dr. Alex Karp says all the time. We are ahead right now, but they are right on our heels trying to catch up. And it seems like there is definitely a shift in the way the DOD is working. There is a shift in the way that politicians are thinking. There is a shift in the way generals, admirals, and anybody else with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars out there is thinking. And I believe that this spending is only going to increase after the next elections. When's the last time you ever saw somebody request $3.2 billion of spending specifically for artificial intelligence and data? In this very same article, if you go a little bit lower, I just want to read to you exactly what somebody from the Pentagon said. Munitions, platforms, and forces are the most visible parts of any kill chain. Less visible, but no less important, are the enabling capabilities that link them together, making the whole greater than the sum of its parts. And we're investing in those enablers too, Deputy Defense Secretary Kathleen Hicks said during a press conference at the Pentagon on Monday. To maintain our information and decision advantage, JADC2 will make even better than we already are at joint operations and combat integrations and deliver proven enhancements to the warfighter in the next 4 years. Guys, this is in the next 4 years. I mean, it's literally right around the corner. And if you are unfamiliar with what JADC stands for, I'm going to give you 3 acronyms. You have JADC2, which stands for Joint All Domain Commands. You have SOCOM, which stands for United States Special Operations Command. And you have TITAN, that stands for Tactical Intelligence Targeting Access Node. And those 3 things are the initiative of the DOD as a whole to upgrade and modernize our military and take us into an AI and machine learning revolution based on data integration, data interpretation, and data utilization, both on and off, defensively and offensively on the battlefield. Now, it might sound like a lot of what I'm saying, but just sit back, relax, and let me keep going with this video. I hope it's going to start making sense. And in just a moment, I'm going to show you why Palantir racked in close to $1 billion worth of contracts over the last year alone when it comes to artificial intelligence and machine learning, specifically with the DOD. Now, if those numbers don't get you absolutely excited, if you don't have at least a chubby in your pants right now, well, I don't know what the heck you're watching, and I don't know why you are a Palantir shareholder, because almost $1 billion worth of contracts is absolutely massive. In context, C3 AI, the massive AI play, literally had revenue of under $250 million. Let that sink in for just a moment. The JADC tries to connect sensors, shooters, and networks among all branches of the military. It's all about synchronization between all of the branches and being able to share and utilize data as best as possible across all domains: Army, Space Force, Air Force, Navy, Marines, so on and so forth. That is one part. The second part is SOCOM. SOCOM is responsible for training, equipping, and deploying all United States Special Forces. And they work extremely close with JADC. Everything is absolutely 100% intertwined. They're responsible for the Green Berets, the SEALs, the Rangers, Delta Force, Air Force Special Forces, Marine Special Forces, so on and so forth. Whenever there is a problem and you need to coordinate, guess what? You have SOCOM working with the Joint All-Domain Command. Now, on top of that, you have something called the Titan program. And the Titan program is specifically part of the Joint All-Domain, but it's a specific layer of it. It's almost like a field mobile vehicle, a field command station that has multi-intelligence, multi-domain platforms to receive, process, and distribute intelligent data from various sources, all while being able to do this on the edge using Palantir Edge. All 3 things together, as I said, is going to bring in a new era in the United States military where less United States lives are at risk and we use more data. This is quite literally fighting smarter, not harder. There's a huge plus in this that we're going to save a lot of lives, and hopefully a great defense is going to save us the use case of an offense, i.e., let's avoid a war, let's avoid bloodshed as much as possible, let's lose as least possible human lives in order to still maintain the objective here. Now, you might say, well, Adam, that's all fine and dandy, and you're using really, really cool acronyms, but honestly, what the actual fuck are you saying? How does this actually help Palantir, and what does all of this mean? And to this, I'm going to say, take a look at these screens right here. You see, this is a contract for over $100 million from the United States Air Force / United States Space Forces. Palantir racks up more than $100 million. It's like a $111 million contract in new Air Force contract awards to provide data as a service. The work under the 3 contracts will support a variety of organizations across the air and space forces. So you might say, well, Adam, that's really, really cool, but what does this have to do with everything that you were just saying? If you give me a moment, I will show you exactly what I'm saying. So the first one is a $58 million fixed price contract for a solution for Air Force headquarters. This contract provides for automatic data ingestion and data across the Department of the Air Force that continuously push personnel, equipment, planning, health, and other readiness data sources into other common data foundation. This readiness information is crucial component of the headquarters wide decision making and data analysis according to the Pentagon. This is according to the Pentagon, not according to Palantir. Let's move on. Second contract valued at $33 million. Please hang in there. I am putting all the dots together. You guys will understand what I'm talking about in just a moment. I'm not just rambling. What does Tom say? Might be the ramblings of a madman. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to all the Palantir creators. Valued at $33 million is to assist the department's space-focused organizations. This contract provides a mission-critical space situational awareness and a command and control capabilities to operational users at the National Space Defense Center and the Combined Space Operations Center through the furnishing of commercial software licenses. This contract also provides for support to enable the platform to ingest special access program data. As you can see, everything is literally about the data. Finally, we have a third contract valued at $19 million, and this is to support the United States Northern Command, which is the Geographic Command, and the North American Aerospace Defense Command. Both NORTHCOM and NORAD are headquartered at Peterson Space Air Force Base Command. Now, you might say, Adam, that's all great, fine and dandy, but what the F does this have to do with all the ramblings that you're talking about, artificial intelligence and machine learning and all these crazy acronyms? Well, this contract provides for the Command and Control Center to ingest data into the platform from across functional and geographic domains to support ongoing planning and operations for Joint All-Domain Command and Control, aka JADC2, right here. It's an initiative from the Pentagon that aims to better connect the U.S. military's many sensors, shooters, and network. Well, to this you might say, wow, Adam, this is starting to make sense, but you said $1 billion, and this is only around $110 million. Bam! You got this contract right here, which was awarded just a little bit after that initial contract in June of 2023 with the U.S. Special Operations Command contract. This is a $463 million contract, multi-year contract. And this is what it says. Our partnership is an example of converting software innovation into real battlefield advantages. The U.S. SOCOM is at the forefront of adopting leading-edge technology. And then if you look at this right here, check this out. Palantir is driving rapid innovations across the defense portfolio. These include advancements in large language models to reduce conjunctive load on warfighters and commanders, as well as advancements in edge processing and edge AI to maximize warfighters' ability and integrate to utilize real-time information. And then, of course, we just got this massive $250 million contract from the U.S. Army. And although this is not specifically for the three acronyms that I talked to you before. This is for the United States Army, and this is specifically for research and development in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Now, one might say, well, Adam, that's great, but that doesn't add up to $1 billion. And you're right, but there's other small contracts that I'm not mentioning, and contracts with the Titan program, a contract that came out for $8.5 million, and now they're competing against Raytheon for a $34 million contract where they're building prototypes in conjunction, in partnership with Anduril. Now you might say, well, Adam, that's all fantastic, but what does this all mean? Now, this is an article that came out, and it talks about AI in the military, and this is where you're going to get this number of just 2%. As AI has quickly become more sophisticated, its potential uses in warfare have grown. Today, concrete uses for AI in the defense range from piloting unmanned jet fighters to serving up tactical suggestions for military leaders based on real-time data from the battlefield, but still amounts to just a tiny fraction of the defense investment. This year, the Pentagon requested $1.8 billion to research, develop, test, and evaluate artificial intelligence, a record, but still just a fraction of the nearly $900 billion defense budget. Guys, if you don't see what is exactly in front of us, you must be absolutely either ignorant, have the inability to actually understand and comprehend, or you're just not looking, like you're literally asleep at the wheel. The entire military is moving to a certain direction. At the helm, driving the ship of that certain direction, finding the North Star, is quite literally Palantir. And everything sits on the back of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Other DOD primes are literally using Palantir technology, because they are hardware primes. And while they make amazing tanks and missiles and fighter jets, so on and so forth, they are shit when it comes to software. And they rely on Palantir just like the DOD is relying on Palantir. If you put all the dots together, this is just the beginning, and I truly do believe that Palantir is going to be getting probably a billion or multi-billion dollar contracts yearly 5 to 10 years from now, just from the DOD and artificial intelligence and machine learning. Maybe I'm exaggerating just a little bit, but you get what I'm trying to say. The numbers that we have right now are going to be absolutely minuscule for what is coming, because you always have to upgrade your software. You guys remember when you bought a computer and it always says, hey, would you like to get the newest update? Would you like to refresh and download the best plugins, the best updates of your software? This is no difference. There's always an upgrade coming. Just look at ChatGPT. ChatGPT 3, 3.5, ChatGPT 4. Now you could see pictures. Now you could talk to it all in a matter of what, half a year? This is absolutely freaking massive at the crazy speed that everything is moving. The United States military is spending a shit ton of money to revolutionize the way that they do warfare. Palantir is getting a shit ton of that money. They're literally the glue that brings all the capabilities together of what the United States military wants to do. Love it, hate it. If Trump wins this election, a lot more spending will be going into Palantir because he wants to strengthen the military, and he has an extremely good track record and rapport with Palantir. Palantir's share price, Palantir's revenue should be reflected in this and going up in the future. I think 2023 was a great year. It's not over yet, but it looks like it's going to be a great year for Palantir. 2024, I have even higher hopes. And maybe in 10 years from now, by 2030, 2032, Palantir is going to be a multi-hundred billion, maybe even trillion plus dollar company. If everything keeps going the way that it seems like it's going, this AI hype, AI bubble, it's not hype, it's not a bubble. This is in reality what is happening. It's not just ChatGPT, it's not just Google Bard. You guys can take a look what's happening. You have Llama from Meta, you have Claude from Amazon right now. There is a lot of players in artificial intelligence, but very few players in military artificial intelligence. And whatever translates from the military is then going to go into the commercial sector, and commercial is going to rise as well. Guys, thank you so much. If you want to become channel members, I have a link down below. It's $3 a month. I really do appreciate it if you guys show me some support, because that allows me to buy coffee and make videos like this. Have a great weekend.